Hey everyone, Nate Palmatier back here, and today's video we're going to talk about all the different things that you absolutely need to get started with this Achilles tendon rupture. And this is going to help you sleep, it's going to help you get around, it's going to help reduce swelling. So get ready, sit back and enjoy. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, and you guys will get me throughout my entire journey as I walk through my second Achilles tendon rupture. I ruptured my left one in 2019. I've now ruptured my right one in 2022. I'm a father with 10 kids, amazing wife, also rebuilding our home. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so to start off, what is one of the main things that happens when you have an Achilles tendon rupture? Well, you get some swelling. One way to keep that swelling down is to really elevate your foot. So make sure your foot is elevated as much as possible. So me being in week 2, or just finishing up week 2 here into week 3, swelling has subsided, but I still get more swelling at night as I'm up on my feet more often, as I'm moving about. So this is what you're gonna need in order to keep that swelling down. Now this here is called a Coreflex, and it's a cryogenic ankle pack. What that really means is it has an ice pack in it. So it has these, it comes with 2 gel packs like this, and you're gonna stick your ankle inside the gel pack once it's in the sleeve. And then you'll wrap your ankle like this. And then it has like an air pump where you pump it up, and then that compresses around your ankle. Now you're gonna do this 3 times a day for 10 minutes. And that's it. But it keeps the swelling down quite a bit. You don't wanna do it longer than that. Another thing that you'll want to do is you'll wanna have a sock on, like a compression sock of some sort, and because that will keep the cold off. Or wrap your ankle in some sort of towel, a thin towel, not so much so that it's going to insulate it and take away from the actual coldness. So that's one of the first things that you're going to want. Something else you are going to want to buy are compression socks. These are really cheap. Like, you can go on Amazon and pick them up. Well, really cheap. They could be anywhere from $20 to $30 for, 3 pair, 5 pair. You're gonna want to try different brands as well. So I picked up like a few different brands. I'll see if I can show you guys. I actually do have, I think, 3 different brands on right now. So I have these ones here. I found that these black ones really squeezed the bottom of my ankle, and I had a lot of ankle pain, or not ankle, but the pain in the bottom of your foot. These ones, Cambivo, are really good. I've really enjoyed them. They have a release area right at the bottom, so a pressure release area, so I don't get as much pain. This is actually my good foot, guys. So I don't get as much pain in the bottom of my foot. And then I'll show you the ones I have on my actual ankle right now. This is my boot. So these ones here are gray. They go right up to my knee. You can stretch them higher if you want. I usually fold them over here because you get a lot of tension right here at the top of your leg. And so I'll fold that over so that elastic band is spread a little bit farther over. And that's really, really helpful. So you want an air cast if you don't have one. If you are in a cast, these are fairly inexpensive. This one was like 160 bucks. You can pick them up for 80. I have 2 boots actually. One a friend gave me to borrow, and it looks like this. So it has quite a bit more straps on it. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straps, and the air system's a little bit different, where the one I have on right now just has an air pump at the top, and I can just pump it, and then there's a release, where this one you have to actually get this little plunger and kind of put it on top to fill it up, and then and then you flip the plunger over and put it in to decompress it. This boot's much longer though. Make sure you get the right boot size. You might think that, you know what, if it's a little big, it's okay. Well, no, that's actually not true. If it's a little big, you're gonna end up like kind of tripping over it, and you could end up hurting yourself more. So make sure you get the proper size boot. Has to be one that's higher. Don't get an ankle boot. Get one that has a high elevation that goes up further up your calf for that further protection. Ice, if you can't, like, I'm borrowing this from a friend as well, who also had an Achilles tendon rupture, but she let me borrow this. This is about $100 if you want to get this. You know, if you don't have those funds, an easy thing to do is put your foot up, use a bag of peas, use a bag of frozen vegetables, a bag of frozen fruit. Just keep it off the skin, put it on for 10 minutes. That will reduce the swelling immensely. And socks, if anything, get compression socks. This will reduce the swelling quite a bit, stop blood clots, keep blood flow in your leg. This is a lifesaver. I wish I knew this earlier. Another thing it does is it really keeps that smell away from your boot. If you're just like barefoot, bare skin in that boot, it's gonna stink after a really long time. And by a long time, I mean a short time. It's gonna stink after like a few days, and you don't want that. You don't want your foot all smelling. You go into the office, it's already embarrassing enough when you can't even hardly get on the toilet or walk anywhere. So those are two of the biggest things that you're gonna wanna get. Now the next one is really, it's for sleeping. And a lot of people are like, do I keep the boot on? Do I keep the boot off? Well, this gives you an option. If you're now in an air cast, this gives you another option, because the air cast, if you wear that to bed, if you're like me, you'll notice that it gets really warm at night and it gets really uncomfortable. You try to keep your leg elevated at night on a couple pillows, and there's no airflow. Like the toes open at the end, but still, it just gets really warm and really uncomfortable. And sometimes you'll even get that pressure in the bottom of your foot, that pain, that sharp pain in the bottom of your foot. That's completely normal. Or on the edges of your leg, there's these tendons in here. And because your Achilles is gone, these start getting stressed as well. So you'll get pain there. So you'll want to be able to take your boot off. But here's a safe, precautious way that you can do this. So I picked this boot up on Amazon. It's actually a dorsiflex boot, but we're not going to use it that way. It's a dorsiflex boot for plantar fasciitis. So this has 3 straps and it has a wedge. Normally for the dorsiflex, it goes here. But what I do is I put the wedge on that side. So I put the wedge here, and then, all right, so here's a wedge. Again, guys, like I just picked this up on Amazon. I looked for a 2.5 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2.5 centimeter wedge is what my protocol calls for. So I just looked for one of those. Again, I bought 3 different ones. The first one I had was it was the cheapest. Just gonna be clear. I bought the cheapest one, but it was really hard. So this one is squishy. You want a squishy wedge, or else your heel gets really, really sore after a while. So sleep time, putting your foot in here. You know what I can do is I can actually put this on for you guys and just show you what it looks like. All right, so what I do at night is I put that wedge in, then I put my foot down, and it's got these clips on the side. There, and then there's one on this side. Sometimes you might need help from maybe a partner, your husband, your wife, just to get this on, because it can be really difficult to kind of clip in. So these adjust nicely. And then there's these bands on the end that kind of go in the bottom here. That's just to keep the boot up. Don't tighten these. Do not tighten these, because that will bring your foot up, and you do not want that. So this is kind of what it looks like. And so as you can see, your foot is still protected. You're not going to, so in the night, one of the worst fears is that your foot's gonna jolt, that your foot is just gonna jolt back. And I've had that issue with when I go to sleep. Sometimes I have, when I go to sleep, sometimes my body just like jolts just before bed. Completely normal. But what happens is with my foot, it ends up coming back really quickly, and that hurts a lot. Oh, our little calf is here. You want to see our calf? I know you do. There she is. Clover. Hey, Clover. Clover. It's actually a gorgeous day out today. You guys can see. Also keep in mind, I don't know if you guys are into like vlog videos and that, but once my Achilles rupture's over, I'm going to be using this channel to do vlogs with our family and show you guys how we live out here. All right. And the last thing that you're going to want to pick up, and again, this is not necessary in any way. Like, you can get by in the bare minimum, but these are just comforts. And really, that's all they are. Like, I'm really privileged to have any of these things. A lot of these things were loaned to me, other than the compression socks and that, but I feel like super privileged. So this here is a knee scooter. So the knee scooter is really good for getting around for the first few weeks. And it could be, some people might be longer. Like for me, I've been walking a little bit, and let's see if I'll show you guys how I actually get up on this. But here, I'll show you guys how I get up on the scooter. So it's just, you got your knee on here, you've got brakes here. You got this little basket that you can use maybe to bring your coffee around. The height adjusts on this. There's brakes here that you can lock so it doesn't move anymore. Like, it's an okay little device, but like, they're built kind of poorly, I guess. But again, this is something a friend of mine allowed me to borrow. Thank you so much, Corinne, for allowing me to borrow this, as it was really helpful, especially in the first week. If you're in crutches, one thing you probably are like, whoa, dude, where's your crutches? Well, I hate crutches. I absolutely hate them. They're the worst. I've heard so many horror stories of people that were like falling back on crutches and end up hurting themselves again. I just really hate crutches, and I just want to get off them as soon as possible. So at this point in time, folks, again, I'm finishing up week 3. I'm weight bearing now. I'm using the Fowler Kennedy protocol. And yeah, so in my next video, I'm going to go over my exercises. I'm sorry that this took so long. Those are all the different things that you are going to want to have in order to keep comfortable. Again, if you have not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Give me a like on the channel. That will get this out to more people just like you that are hurt, that have had a rupture, and just haven't had a really good walkthrough. You can also go back to some of my other videos on this channel from my first Achilles tendon rupture. The quality is a little bit different. But anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.